You wear your independence like armor. You tell yourself it's a strength, that needing no one makes you unbreakable. But late at night, when the world goes quiet, you feel it, don't you? That hollow ache, the exhaustion of carrying everything alone, the secret belief that if you ever let your guard down, if you ever asked for help, you'd be too much, a burden, unlovable. We call it strength, but it's really a cage. Hyper-independence is the beautiful lie you tell yourself to feel safe, and it's suffocating you. If you've ever felt guilty for needing someone, if you've ever pushed away the very people trying to love you, if you've ever wondered why rest feels impossible, why vulnerability feels like death, this is for you.
This isn't just a personality trait. It's a trauma response called hyper-independence, a survival pattern born from a childhood where love felt conditional, where your needs were ignored, minimized, or punished, where you learned that depending on others meant disappointment, rejection, or pain. So you adapted. You became self-sufficient, flawlessly capable, the person who never asks for anything. And for a while, it worked. It kept you safe in a world that felt unsafe. But here's the problem. That armor you built as a child, it doesn't know the difference between then and now. It doesn't know that you're no longer that vulnerable kid. It just knows one rule: trust no one, need nothing, survive alone. Hyperindependence shows up as chronic self-reliance, the inability to delegate, to receive, to let anyone carry even the smallest burden for you. It's the voice in your head that says, if I don't do it myself, it won't get done right. Or worse, if I ask for help, they'll see how weak I really am. And now, it's costing you everything.
Let me show you what hyper-independence really looks like in your adult life. Let me show you the invisible ways it's slowly dismantling everything you're trying to build in your relationships. You're in a relationship and your partner asks, "What's wrong?" You smile and say, "Nothing, I'm fine." Even though you're drowning, even though you desperately want them to see through the lie. But asking for emotional support feels like begging, like weakness. So you stay silent, and the distance between you grows. They try to help. They offer to listen, to hold you, to carry some of what you're going through. And instead of gratitude, you feel resentment, discomfort, like they're intruding, like their care is a debt you'll owe. So you push them away with a smile and call it boundaries. But it's not boundaries, it's walls. And eventually, they stop trying. Not because they don't love you, but because loving someone who won't let you in is exhausting. And you're left alone again, wondering why everyone leaves, never realizing you've been showing them the door all along. At work. Maybe you're at work, overwhelmed, running on fumes. A colleague offers to help with the project, and instead of relief, you feel uncomfortable, suspicious even. What do they want from me? What's the catch? You decline. You take on more than you can handle. You work late into the night, sacrificing sleep, health, sanity, because asking for help feels like admitting you're not good enough, like exposing yourself as a fraud. So you burn out again and again, and you wear your exhaustion like a badge of honor, proof that you're strong, that you're capable. But deep down, you're collapsing under the weight of a load you were never meant to carry alone. And with yourself. And then there's the relationship with yourself, the one no one sees. You can't rest, even when your body is screaming for it, because rest feels like failure, like laziness, like proof that you're not enough. You can't celebrate your wins without immediately thinking about what's next. You can't sit in joy without waiting for the other shoe to drop. You can't be gentle with yourself because gentleness was never modeled for you. You live in a constant state of hypervigilance, always preparing for disaster, always scanning for danger, always ready to handle everything alone because trusting anyone else feels too risky. Here's the cruel irony. Hyperindependence doesn't protect you from pain. It guarantees it. Because when you refuse softness, you're not just refusing help, you're refusing connection. You're telling the world and yourself that you don't deserve rest, that your worth is measured by how little you need, that love is something you earn by being perfect, invisible, self-sufficient. You become a human fortress, impenetrable, impressive, untouchable, and utterly, devastatingly alone. The tragedy is this: you're not avoiding vulnerability to protect yourself. You're avoiding it because somewhere along the way, you learned that being vulnerable meant being abandoned, that needing someone was the fastest way to lose them. So, you chose loneliness, because at least loneliness is predictable. At least it's something you can control.
So, how did we get here? How does a child learn that their own needs are too much to bear? Let me take you back. Somewhere in your childhood, you learned a lesson that was never meant to be taught. Maybe your caregivers were overwhelmed, drowning in their own pain, their own unhealed wounds. Maybe they were emotionally unavailable, physically present but psychologically absent. Maybe they loved you, but they didn't know how to show it in the ways you needed. Or maybe it was more overt. Maybe when you cried, you were told to stop being dramatic, to toughen up, to stop being so needy. Maybe when you asked for attention, you were ignored, or worse, punished, shamed, made to feel like your needs were an inconvenience, a burden they didn't have the capacity to carry. So you learned. You learned fast. You learned that tears don't bring comfort, they bring irritation. That asking for help doesn't bring support, it brings resentment. That your emotions aren't valid, they're too much. So you stopped asking. You stopped crying. You stopped reaching out. You learned to shrink your needs until they disappeared. You became the easy child, the one who never caused trouble, the one who took care of everyone else, the one who made themselves small so others could be big. And somewhere deep in your nervous system, a belief took root, a belief so foundational, so visceral, that you've been living your entire life around it. If I need anything, I will be abandoned. That's the wound. That's the origin of your hyper-independence. That's the invisible script running in the background of every relationship, every decision, every moment you push away love because you're terrified it will be taken away. But here's what no one told you. That belief was never true. You weren't abandoned because you were too much. You were neglected because the people around you didn't have the tools to meet your needs. Their inability to show up for you had nothing to do with your worthiness and everything to do with their own limitations. You were a child who deserved safety, tenderness, and unconditional love. And you didn't get it, and that wasn't your fault. But now you're an adult, and you're still living as if that scared child is running the show. You're still making decisions based on the belief that you're unworthy of care, that needing someone makes you weak, that softness is dangerous. And until you go back and heal that terrified child inside you, the one who learned that love was conditional, that safety was an illusion, you will keep building walls around your heart. Here's the truth no one tells you.
No one is coming to rescue the child you buried. Not your partner, not your friends, not a therapist or a book or a perfectly crafted affirmation. You are the only one who can go back. You are the only one who can sit with that child, look them in the eyes, and say, I see you. I see how hard you tried. I see how much you carried. And I'm so sorry no one was there to tell you that you didn't have to do it alone. But I'm here now, and I'm not going anywhere. You don't have to be strong anymore. You don't have to earn my love. You are enough, exactly as you are. Healing hyperindependence isn't about forcing yourself to ask for help. It's not about faking vulnerability or performing softness. It's about unlearning the lie that you're unworthy of care. It's about reparenting yourself with the tenderness you were denied. It's about proving to that scared inner child over and over again that needing someone doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. It's about rewriting the story, not the one where you're the hero who needs no one, but the one where you're the brave soul who finally let someone in. Softness isn't weakness. It's the most courageous thing you'll ever do. And you deserve it. You always did.
So here's your choice. You can keep living in the cage. Keep pretending you don't need anyone. Keep white-knuckling your way through life, exhausted and isolated, convinced that independence is the same as strength. Or you can choose truth. You can start small. You can let someone carry the groceries. You can say, I'm struggling, instead of, I'm fine. You can let yourself be held when you're falling apart. You can admit that you don't have all the answers, that you're scared, that you need help. And you know what will happen? The world won't end. People won't abandon you. You won't crumble into nothing. You'll just finally feel the lightness you've been searching for. The walls you built kept you safe once, but now they're keeping you from living. They're keeping you from love, from rest, from the life you've been too afraid to let yourself have. You were never meant to carry the world alone, and the moment you stop trying, you'll finally feel the relief you've been denying yourself for so long. You don't have to do this alone anymore. And that's not a weakness. That's freedom. And you deserve it. You always did. If this truth resonated with you, hit that like button. It helps more people find this message. And tell me in the comments, what small piece of softness will you choose this week? Maybe it's asking a friend for support. Maybe it's letting yourself rest without guilt. Whatever it is, I want to hear it.